questioned so much about how the heck did we afford to A, buy this boat and B, live on it full time. So we wanted to deliver to you our best answer around that.
Your mind is all puzzle pieces. I don't blame you. Who am I to make you feel second best? I try to be kind as my mother thinks me. Don't want to play you. If you let me try, I'll get us out this mess. I wanna be that simple thing, wanna make you smile, wanna tip your chin, wanna be the goosebumps on your skin. At the same time I admire you. You've got to forge your own fire. See the storm cloud, build your safe house. I can see how you need to keep me out. Buzzing through this life, just trying to do the thing that's right.
We have made it to the Pula Port Authority. I'm gonna check into Croatia, so we are free to sail their waters.
So we've just about lost sight of land. We're about 13 nautical miles off the coast of Croatia from Pula.
Not a sausage.
We're basically on the border. I think we're in international waters about now between Croatia and Italy. And we're actually in the middle of a shipping channel.
Yeah, there's one out
about
there.
2 nautical miles over there.
Can't really see him. We've picked him up on our
There's one
AIS.
off our bows.
Yeah, that's a bit weird. Jackson's found one off our bow on the AIS, but we can't see it. It's a bit of a ghost ship.
Yeah. All in all, it's quite nice out here. We've been doing a lot of motor sailing.
Yeah.
It's only about 2 knots of breeze. So yeah, a little bit more breeze would be nice, but you don't always get what you wish for.
We tried the whole naked thing, that was fun.
Yeah,
Jackson's still naked actually.
Yeah, I need to go put my
You better put some jocks on before we actually enter the shipping channel.
It's been good learning to sail, hey Sam?
Yeah. It's definitely a line that you shouldn't really cross with your partner if you don't have to.
Why?
Learning something.
Why?
But oh no, we've been great, but it's such a different dynamic when it's your lover trying to teach you a skill.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, he's been a very patient and very great teacher, and I've been a fast learner if I don't say so myself.
Very fast.
Yeah. This is the wake of that container ship. It's blooming huge. Look at it. Woo!
All the things I could do, me and you, I can throw all your hoes out the door. Slam it hardest I go, feeling blue when you walking out the door. When you heard a song that got you out of your shell, I'm proposing a toast to all your boys. to tell.
Just made lunch. That was an experience with the wobbly oven. And the captain is very pleased with himself. Why is this?
Hey?
Why are you pleased with yourself, Captain?
Well, as soon as we got closer to land, the wind's coming a little bit. At about 10 knots. We're doing 7 knots. Breezing. Which is kind of nice.
Yeah, I think moving to the other space is probably a better idea, eh? Have my rope up.
Had my whole head down the fridge cleaning it out, and then the phone rang, and while I was talking on the phone, reception was saying, "Your package is here." Jackson was also yelling from the other direction at me, "The post van is here." We've basically been stuck here for a couple of days, even though we've been allowed to get out of here, because my blimmin' package hasn't arrived. It's just stupid stuff, like my wet weather gear, a beach blanket, and a cushion that Freya made me, and it's here, which is our ticket to leave here. How's my captain feeling about the arrival of the doomed package?
Yes. Very good.
He's been so grumpy with me about it. It's basically been my fault that we've been bound here.
Dock the boat up with some food.
Which I was just about to go and do, actually. I must have psychically known that this package was going to arrive.
Good news is we can leave first thing tomorrow.
Where are we going?
Susak?
Susak.
Susak.
So
It's
the
about
story,
25 nautical miles away.
the story behind Susak is the guy who was on the hard stand next to us. He was a Belgian guy called and he was so lovely and hilarious, and all he wanted to do was stop working on his boat and help us with ours. He spent ages just polishing part of our boat, and yeah, he lives on this island called Susak. He lives on the only house for miles, and he said if we ever go there, we're welcome to. And we just said yeah, cool, that sounds great. Never thought about going, but we actually googled it and it looks epic, so we think that's going to be our first stop. It's going to be about a 6-hour sail, isn't it? Yeah. See you in Susak, guys. We have been here for so long that a spider's web has started to grow. I think we can safely say it's time to leave here. Don't get me wrong, it's been great. Thanks for watching. If you got this far, then you must have liked it, so glad to hear it. And if you just skip to this section, then totally forgiven, you're only human. We've had this question so much about how the heck did we afford to A, buy this boat and B, live on it full time. So we wanted to deliver to you our best answer around that.
Now we could give you the simple, honest answer that we just saved really hard for 3 years, but we thought you might want some more details and maybe some more tips on how you can start forming your own plan to reach your dream.
We live in Australia, so for argument's sake, most of this is going to be in Australian dollars, so feel free to convert the currency to whatever's appropriate to you. Now the timeline has a massive hinging on your budget. We started planning this 2 years ago, and were really quite set on doing it this year. If we had delayed it to next year, then our budget could have probably tripled. But we had to work with the timeline that we had and the money that we could potentially earn within that time. Then the rest all depends on your own personal earning and saving capacity. We deduced that in the space of 2 years we could save around 150,000 Australian dollars for the trip, and this included existing savings and selling assets such as cars, and then whatever we could save on top. How did we save for this trip? In essence, we really just simplified life. We looked at what we were spending our money on and then decided to go minimalist and only really spend money on what we really needed in life and all the essentials, and just get out of that consumer bubble. So that changed the activities that we did for leisure. Instead of going out for dinners, going to shows, going for drinks, we would do stuff that was free, like do more surfing, or we learnt to free dive. We also did a bit of hiking, and when we wanted to go away we just went camping. We even slept in the car when we went to the snow, and it was awesome. And then this sort of transferred onto our social lives as well. If a friend asked to meet us for a drink, we would say, well, how about meeting for a surf in the morning instead? And everyone was pretty on board with that. We had to give up buying clothes and cocktails, and I also sold most of the clothes that I had, and I really don't have that much left anymore, and I only have the awesome stuff, and I really appreciate it now. We also put together quite a tight food budget. We were those people in the supermarket that were counting every penny that was going into the trolley. But after a while you develop quite a system, and you get really good with it, and you don't have to even think about it, and you can cook great meals on a budget. We also worked really hard. Jackson was doing a heap of overtime, and I was doing markets at weekends, selling all my old stuff and a few of my artworks as well. And we also opened high interest savings accounts, which is free money, an extra $50 a month that you were never going to get before. We also downsized our living space. We lived with a housemate, which was awesome fun, and we even lived with Jackson's parents for a couple of months before we left for the trip, which really did help out. So this way of living, funnily enough, really prepared us for boat life. We know how to live in a compact space. We know how to live on a budget. We know how to create great meals without spending too much money, and we can get our thrills for free.
As a rough guideline, we decided to split our 150k into the following. We estimated around 90k for the boat, 10,000 to fit it out, another 10,000 for ongoing upgrades, 30,000 for living, and then a 10,000 contingency fund leading up to the trip. But as a general rule of thumb, we think you should expect to spend around 20 to 30,000 a year for living expenses. So we think you can spend between 20 and 30,000 on living expenses per year. Whichever boat you're going to buy, you're going to have to upgrade it to suit the adventure that you want to take. And you're obviously going to have ongoing costs, and you always need a contingency fund.
In our case, we were looking in the Mediterranean market, and we worked out that the best budget for us was going to start at around 60 to 70,000 euros for the type of boat we were after. Now, please bear in mind that if you're buying a boat in Europe, you should look at ending up spending 80% of the asking price. The boat we were looking at, we knew that we were going to need to set aside about $10,000 to prepare it for the journey that we're about to do. You would have seen in some of our videos that we've already done some of that. So we replaced the seacocks, we anti-fouled her, we cleaned the diesel tank, we upgraded the dinghy, we bought an outboard, upgraded the electronics, and we also fitted her out with all the essential homewares such as bed linen and cookware. Still on the list to do is replace all the rigging so that she doesn't fall to bits when we're crossing the Atlantic. We also need to fit her out with solar so that we can be at anchor for longer without depending on running the engine for power. we need to upgrade the water capacity. We don't quite have enough to be as independent as we'd like to so far.
In our case, we didn't factor in earning any money while abroad, so we needed to save all our money prior. But I know many of you are going to have multiple investments or businesses that can keep a revenue stream going, and many of you are just going to be like us and need to save it prior. Ideally, it'd be great to have a revenue stream because this will help sustain you traveling for longer, but we think you should estimate a monthly budget as follows.
So excluding our $10,000 slush fund for boat expenses, we're living on a budget of around 2,000 Australian dollars a month. Now that's broken down into $800 for food, and this includes eating and drinking out. We've set aside $200 for clearing into countries. Now this is the one that varies so much. We're basing that on visiting around 2 countries a month. They can be a lot less than $100 to clear into, and they can be a lot more. We've set aside $600 for boat expenditures, which generally would be fuel and also general maintenance. And then we've got $400 a month for miscellaneous. So that would be internet, laundry, and then also perhaps some emergency situations. We hope that was helpful. The whole goal of putting out this video was to help you realise that it's quite an achievable dream for an ordinary couple like us. So if you break it down into steps, then it's quite simple for anyone to achieve. And if you do have any specific questions that we didn't cover, please just put them in the comments below. We do try our hardest to respond to every single one of them. If you're a Patreon, we will definitely respond to you. And if you can't afford to be a patron and you like what we do, then just give us a thumbs up and also subscribe to our channel because that all helps us out.